As Britain's top traffic police officer, Meredydd Hughes was always outspoken in his condemnation of speeding drivers.
Pedestrians, horse riders, the elderly, the young, all have a right to use the road, not just petrol heads who want to go as fast as they like.
So it was particularly embarrassing when he himself was convicted today of speeding at 90 miles an hour in North Wales whilst off duty. After the hearing, his solicitor read a statement.
I have publicly stated that drivers prosecuted for speeding should plead guilty rather than exploit process issues or spurious attacks on technology, and I am proud to have at least lived up to that belief and accepted my guilt.
But at least he admitted the offence. As Newsnight viewers might remember, we've highlighted numerous cases where officers in his own force were caught speeding on duty and got off in the most dubious circumstances. Using the Freedom of Information Act, we found at first half a dozen cases where police officers didn't own up to being the driver. What did the force do? In effect, they tore up the tickets. They admitted that officers had exploited a speed camera loophole.
If it is proved that all reasonable steps have been taken to identify the driver, then the case cannot proceed. The Crown Prosecution Service would not accept the file for prosecution.
People are going to get really very angry if they perceive that there is one law for them and another law for officialdom. And unless the police have a very good explanation, a failure to cooperate in finding out who are driving these vehicles is going to bring them into disrepute.
But that was rejected by Meredydd Hughes.
There isn't one law for us and one law for everybody else.
But after this appearance, we uncovered another 20-odd cases in South Yorkshire. And in none of these cases did the police come forward to say that they were speeding on a 999 call. This led to the bizarre development of Chief Constable Hughes prosecuting himself for failing to identify the culprits. But there was one final battle we had with the police. We requested the speed camera pictures to see if we could track down the drivers ourselves. South Yorkshire refused, arguing that in one case,
should that photograph be released, there is a risk that those individuals will be vilified, and as a consequence their mental or physical health will suffer.
This is absolute nonsense. Either there's no danger of their being identified, in which case there's no reason why you shouldn't have the photograph, or it's perfectly possible to identify them, in which case the police should have done that in the first place.
The force was finally overruled by the Information Commissioner, who ordered South Yorkshire Police to hand over the photographs to us, and so we can show them to you for the first time. In every case, the driver wasn't traced, so nobody was ever prosecuted. In the unlikely event you know anything about these unsolved cases, then please let us know. Although frankly it's just of academic interest now, as we've been told that so much time has elapsed, the officers would be exempt from prosecution.